Long ago, in a quiet little village, far from the busy city, lived a wealthy shopkeeper. He owned the largest store in the area and sold daily goods to everyone. In that very same village lived a poor, hardworking farmer who owned a few cows. Every single day, the farmer made fresh, creamy butter. He would take it to the shopkeeper, who always bought exactly 1 kilogram. This daily trade went on peacefully for many years. However, the shopkeeper had a greedy heart. One evening, a sneaky thought crossed his mind. I have trusted this poor farmer for years, but I never check his work. What if he is tricking me? Tomorrow, I will weigh the butter myself to make sure he is giving me a full kilogram. The next morning, the farmer arrived, handed over the butter, and quietly went home. The moment he left, the shopkeeper rushed to his weighing scale and placed the butter on it. To his shock, the scale showed that the butter weighed only 900 grams. The shopkeeper turned red with anger. "That lying thief!" he shouted. He immediately marched to the village council to complain and demand justice. The council quickly organized a meeting under the big village tree. Everyone gathered around to listen. The head of the council looked at the poor farmer sternly and said, "This shopkeeper has accused you of a crime. He says you have been cheating him by giving him only 900 grams of butter instead of a full kilogram. What do you have to say for yourself?" The farmer did not panic. He folded his hands respectfully and spoke in a calm, humble voice. "Respected leaders," he began, "I am a very poor man. I do not have enough money to buy proper metal weights for my weighing scale at home." The council members frowned in confusion. "Then how do you measure the butter you sell?" they asked. "Every evening, I go to the shopkeeper's store and buy exactly 1 kilogram of wheat. The next morning, I put that very same bag of wheat on one side of my scale and I add my butter to the other side until they balance perfectly. So, if my butter is less than a kilogram, it is because the wheat he sold me was less than a kilogram." A loud gasp went through the crowd. Suddenly, everyone understood the truth. The poor farmer was completely innocent. It was the greedy shopkeeper who was the real thief. He had been secretly giving his customers less food than they paid for, and his own trick had finally caught him. The village council was furious at the shopkeeper's lies. They punished him for his dishonesty and shamed him in front of the whole village. My dear friends, as we look at the shopkeeper's foolish mistake, there is a beautiful and powerful lesson for all of us here. You get what you give. The world is like a mirror. The energy, kindness, or deceit you put out into the world will eventually reflect right back at you. Deceit is a trap. When we try to cheat others, we are secretly building a trap for ourselves. We might think we are being clever, and we might even get away with it once or twice. But eventually, the truth always comes to light. Honesty builds peace. The poor farmer had nothing but his honesty, and that honesty protected him. When your heart is clear and your actions are true, you never have to fear the judgment of others. So, let us always remember to measure our own actions carefully before we try to judge the actions of others.